Hi, I'm Ignacio Veiga, and today I want to share with you an editorial project I developed for one of Ireland's most important media institutions, TG4. TG4 has played a central role in preserving, normalizing and celebrating Irish national language. In this sense, the project was both an honor and responsibility. This is not a detailed account or a walkthrough through all those specs and the details of the design, because you already have the final results available on my website, and you'll have all the links available to you here in the description, so you can explore the design yourselves and also buy the book straight from the publisher using the links that I'll provide. What I want to focus on here is in the thinking process, in the conversations and dialogues that took place in order to make this very special project a reality. Quick heads up here again for my non-English speaking audience. Para la audiencia que no habla inglés, tienen subtítulos abajo en portugués, castellano e inglés. TG4 at 25 was created to celebrate 25 years of TG4's broadcasting history. It brings together voices, images, and memories within a shared editorial piece. This is not a promotional object. It's an editorial archive, a book designed to be read, revisited, and kept, one that celebrates the cultural significance of TG4's contribution to Irish language media. The book was published by Cló Connacht, one of Ireland's most important Irish language publishers. Founded in 1985, CIC has been a long-standing custodian of Irish language, culture, music, and literature, with a broad catalogue spanning poetry, history, fiction, and academic work. Their role here is not incidental, it's fundamental. So this book exists within a living editorial tradition dedicated to the preservation and transmission of language through print. This book is written primarily in Irish, which is the principal language of TG4's broadcasts. I should say this up front because it's a crucial matter. I do not speak Irish, which meant I couldn't design by translating. I had to design by observing rhythm, density, and silence on the page. In this sense, the design does not attempt to explain the language, but to respond to it visually by shaping how text, image, and archive coexist. This project was created through close collaboration with TG4's team. Their role was central in shaping how images, archive, and editorial intent came together. From the beginning, the goal was not to define how the book should look from a superficial point of view, but rather turn the structure upside down and start from the core, from the book's very soul. In this sense, two very important design decisions were made. First, the use of design elements derived from TG4's logo. These typographic fragments we call the chips. These chips were first used as bullets and markings, and later were blown up in size to fill out the page and use them as true graphic elements. This gesture echoes with how TG4's visual language on screen worked and reinterpret that behavior on the page, on the printed matter. Second, the use of large-scale photography. Images are given space and scale to behave as they do on a TV screen. Blocks of color that punctuate the page and the layout punctuate the reading flow rather than illustrate it. In this editorial system, every single element has a particular function and behaves according to it. Language in this project has a very specific presence on the page. It defines density, spacing, rhythm, and identity. So the design had to respond visually, not by explaining the language, and not by translating it into visual gestures, but rather by reinterpreting that voice and building a system capable of holding the content without neutralizing its character. Every element has a function within the system. Margins create breathing room, grids establish continuity, while blank space becomes part of the reading experience. When structure is solid, design stops asking for attention and becomes a consequence. And here I'd like to show one more piece of context. This publication is catalogued by the National Library of Ireland. The catalogue entry lists the author, the editor, the institution, and my role as a designer. TG4 at 25 now exists within the archival and institutional realm, because once a book enters a national collection, it stops being a design object. It becomes a record. In other words, this book is an archive for how it looks, but rather for what it represents and what it means for Irish culture. This acknowledgement places editorial design where it belongs, inside the cultural artifact itself. For a designer, that's a very special kind of outcome. Not visibility, not awards, but permanence. In closing, I'd like to tell you that projects like this exist through collaboration. So I'd like to thank TG4 for placing the trust in me and walking hand in hand with me through this road of creativity, design to last 3 ages. And thanks to the audience for tuning in to this new video. So if you'd like the content, please like and subscribe for more videos like this. And it'll be a pleasure to keep these conversations going on. Thank you very much, guys. Stay tuned. Bye.